Hi, I'm Jenny Wade. I'm a third-year performing arts student. I've also worked here in the venue for the past 2 years. I've also volunteered as a committee member and been heavily involved with the Big Deal. And the union's been such a huge part of my 3 years at Bucks that if elected, I'd want to make sure that each student is getting the most out of their time here.
Hiya. Oh, that's loud. I'm Becky Haley. I'm third year music and live events management. I'm course rep, senior rep, faculty officer. Basically, if you're design media management, you've probably had me something to do with representation at some point. Recently restarted representation SOC, and yeah, want to go for BPW.
Thank you, guys. First question we've got is, how can we improve the student rep system?
Oh, that's a good one. With being faculty officer, I'm in charge of half of one of the faculties. There's design, media management and society and health. There are 12 different departments that I oversee. I think the main problem at the moment with representation is that course members don't understand the improvements that the student reps can make. I think they just see them as going to meetings, whereas I think if course members had more interaction with student reps, the rep system in general would work a lot better.
Yeah, I think the main issue is that course students don't understand the influence that course reps has, because I've spoken to quite a few students, and as soon as they hear the word course rep, they're like, oh yeah, course rep, what do they do? So if we work on explaining to students what they actually do and show the impact that the students can have, because if they say something to their course rep, they need to understand that the course rep has the power to actually make a change. So it's just improving communication there, I think.
Thanks, guys. Next question, career-specific career days. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's actually one of my manifesto points is that I'd like to introduce course-specific career days. This would help with students' employability when they leave uni, and help with placements, because I've spoken to quite a few students who have had trouble finding placements and they feel like they've been left to try and organise all this on their own. I think I'd be quite good at helping organise these career days, because as part of my course I've had to contact industry professionals and book an external venue for a theatre, so this is definitely something that I'd want to introduce.
On my events management course, I've helped out with Bucks Temps organising the careers fairs at Wickham and at Uxbridge. I've spoken to lecturers about it, and their take is very different to the take from students. Students do want help, exactly like Jenny said, but at the same time, some courses just won't have people turn up. Think of how popular music companies are. They don't need to come to universities because students go to them. That's why they don't turn up to careers fairs at the moment. With the links that we have with Bucks, I think if we pushed it a little bit further, maybe instead of them coming to us and having careers days here, we go to them, maybe they'd see it as more beneficial.
Next question. What will you do to promote the union positively to the university and the community?
I think the union does quite a lot as it is. With the renovations around the corner by Bluegrass and Noodle Nation, all of that bit that's just been redone, I think there's a brilliant opportunity there for community work. I know that some societies go to the different primary schools and decorate all of there for them. I think instead of Wickham seeing it as all of the students from Bucks and locals, why can't they see it as more integrated?
I think at the moment the SU side of the university, it already does so much great work, and one of my main manifesto points would be to get the university to step up and work closer with the union. For example, the Big Deal on course was helped arranged by the Students' Union. And it's such a great thing that the uni doesn't, it should be screaming from the rooftop saying how good it is, basically. But in terms of community, we already do quite a few community volunteering projects because it's obviously Community Volunteering Week. I think maybe if we could not limit this to just 1 week a year, so maybe try and get involved with different things throughout the year and just promote them to students so students know that they're happening and they know that they can get involved and know that they can get rewarded from this as well.
Thanks, guys. Next question. How do you intend to improve the Big Deal on course?
I think it's quite clear that we need to make the Big Deal on course, we need to make it clearer to students what it actually represents and what we're entitled to. Because I was speaking to someone the other day who didn't even know that we get free print credit, and I didn't even know that until a couple of months ago. So I think at the beginning of each term, students should be sat down with their course leaders and everything should be explained. Because for performing arts, we also get a £30 Cineworld gift card, which is pretty awesome. And if I'd have known that, I wouldn't have spent however much money I have at the cinema. So it's little things like that and just making it clear to students what they can have and why they can have it, basically.
I think the main problems with the Big Deal on course are communication and overcomplication. Students know that they get, well, some students know that they get print credits, all of the basic things, but then graphic students, they get a lot more printing credits than the average student would. Obviously, they need to print out more things. I just think that the uni has tried to give each student what they want so badly that they've, like, that's one of the biggest flaws of Big Deal on course now. It's too complicated. I think having been to Senate meetings with like boards of directors and all those kinds of people for the Big Deal on course, just making it simpler, to be honest.
Oh, it's gone quiet. Now, next question. How do you intend to find the thoughts of the entire student body and not just a select few? Like I said before, with being faculty officer, I already have quite a lot to do with design, media and management. The other two faculty officers for Society and Health I'm also quite close with. I go to Uxbridge on quite a regular basis for a girl who's based in High Wycombe. I think instead of just getting the views that a student rep would get, faculty officers and people like that would get far more. Instead of just getting the music course that I'm on, I'd get music, I'd get nursing, I'd get drama, I'd get accounting.
I think the main thing that we'd have to do would be to try and approach the students that don't necessarily want to give feedback, because, yeah, they know that there are course reps out there, but how many people would actually say, oh, this is wrong with my course, I want to go and tell someone it's wrong? Because you'll say to your other course mates, yeah, this isn't working, this is rubbish, but we need to get to those people to make them want to come forward and say that this is wrong. So they need to know who they can speak to. So I'd want to make time to sit down with individual course reps and course leaders for individual courses. So not just faculties or sort of subjects in general, but specific people and even course members, like the students that aren't course reps, getting them to come in and say what they think and what they need changing.
Thanks, guys. Some of these questions are going to be addressed to all the candidates, and this is one of them. How can you ensure we have a better connection with our partner colleges?
There's always been the issue with Uxbridge students not necessarily feeling that engaged with our campus here. But I think the main thing we have to think about with partner colleges, Uxbridge in specific, is it worth spending the money to improve what they have over there? So improving their park room or getting more resources in the library, because their library's not too great over there. But if that's not possible, we have to work on getting some of them to come over to this campus. So that would be improving the shuttle bus, because it's not a very nice bus, really. You could get it to run more often, and then students from Uxbridge and partner colleges, they could come over and spend all day in Gateway Library or come over and do some sport for fun sessions in the events hall. So they can make the most out of what we already have on this campus instead of trying to spend money improving their campus, if that makes sense.
I think Jenny just demonstrated perfectly. People thinking that Uxbridge is a partner college. It's just a different campus. We've got partner colleges, we've got UCFB, so we've got Wembley, we've got Burnley, we've got ones in Singapore. Obviously, you can't really reach out to them as easily, but just because they're not here doesn't mean they shouldn't feel like they're part of the Bucks family.
Thanks, guys. And last question for the moment. Do you have any plans for the non-standard student?
I'll take piloting.
second year pilots, they don't stay on campus. They either go to Southampton or they go to America. There's still student reps for them. I still oversee travel and aviation. Just because they're over in America and in Southampton doesn't mean they can't still have concerns. Their concerns would still come back to Books because they are still part of Books.
I'd say in terms of part-time students, we need to reach out to them a bit more, get them feeling more engaged with the uni and the union, so they feel like an actual Bucks students. Because a lot of people, they're only in for their course a few days a week or once a week, so they're not necessarily on campus or around a lot, so they don't really feel that they can come out like at night and enjoy the SU, so they're not getting the most out of things like the big deal, which they are entitled to. So I think just reaching out to people that don't spend enough time on campus, so part-time students, so to make sure that all of the students feel that they all get the same out of our university.
Thank you, guys. That's all the questions we've got for yourselves.